Art takes many forms and can be found in the simplest things all around us. Be it the painting on a wall at your house or a graceful structure you pass while driving by, art surrounds us and fills our world with beauty. A less common form of art can be found while writing in the style of calligraphy. Calligraphy is a decorative handwriting that uses a different type of pen. It originates from the ancient Buddhist monks from as early as the 7th century. It made a resurgence during the 15th century, but slowly died away as the years passed on. Calligraphy can still be found today in illuminated manuscripts of those ancient monks, or in more modern quotes you see hanging on a wall. Calligraphy uses a certain type of pen that is different from the pen you use in your everyday life. It is a fountain pen with a slit-tip nib. The difference between a calligraphy pen and a normal pen is that it has an ink cartridge. And it's different because when you use a normal pen, you just buy a new pen when your ink runs out. However, with a calligraphy pen, you replace the ink cartridge as opposed to just the pen. To replace your ink cartridge, what you're going to want to do is make sure you have some paper towel around because it can get a little messy because the ink drips. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to unscrew this part from the main part of the pen. Next, you're going to remove the ink cartridge from the nib of the pen. Next, you're going to pick up the ink cartridge you're choosing to use and snap it into place. You'll know it's in place when you hear a definitive pop in the nib. Takes a little pressure. Okay. Once it's in there, you'll hear that snap and you'll know you're set. And then once it's in there, you're going to want to go like this a few times to make sure ink comes out and that the ink cartridge is running smoothly. Pen nibs also can be changed to ensure that you can use different styles and different fonts in your writing. To change it, you're going to use the same method you used before, except this time you're going to change the nib as opposed to changing the cartridge just by picking up a different nib and snapping it into place just like you did before. The calligraphy alphabet is also different than the alphabet you use in your everyday life. The W you learn to write in kindergarten is different than the W you use in calligraphy. The first reason for this is because calligraphy is an art form, and so it has its own individual flourishes and embellishments. The second reason for this is because of the type of pen calligraphy uses. When you use a calligraphy pen, the slit-tip nib ensures that the pressure means there's an ink flow, and that the ink flow will follow gravity and only go downwards. Because of this, you cannot go backwards like you can with a normal pen. So when you write, you need to ensure that your pen is at a 45-degree angle to the paper, and you always move in a downward direction and air to the right. Because of this break in continuity, you can think of calligraphy as an opposite of cursive. When you write an O in calligraphy, you're not going to be doing a continuous circle like you do with other art forms, with other writing styles. Instead, you're going to be doing two separate curves and connecting them, similar to a combined parentheses. When you write a J, it's not going to be split down the middle like it would in a normal J. Instead, it's going to look like half a shield. There are millions of variations in different letters in calligraphy, and everyone adds their own individual flourishes depending on their style of art. When you are done with your calligraphy, it should look something like this, and you could not be mistaken for a normal style of handwriting. Your calligraphy is going to look different than the next artist's calligraphy because it once again is an art form and each person has their own separate style. When you are done with your calligraphy, it is important to remember to put the cap back on your pen to ensure the ink does not dry out between uses. Calligraphy can be used in your everyday life to spice up your notes for class or to frame a quote on the wall. The simple and easy accessibility of a calligraphy pen means you can bring it with you everywhere and embellish your world as you please.